Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity Lounge and presented by Bet365 and Ashley. Listen, everybody pick your heads up. I know the Phillies lost last night. I know the Eagles have been sniping at each other all week. We got a game to play in about 40 minutes. The Eagles looking to stay undefeated against a feisty 2-2 Broncos team. Bo Wulf, Jamie Lynch. Jamie, how you doing?
Doing great. It's game day. Last night didn't happen. We're not even going to...
We're shipping pitches. What's Topper doing? Let's go. We got a game to play.
The Union won the Supporters Cup, so we got the Supporters Shield. So, yeah.
How many people in Philadelphia do you feel like would trade the Supporters Shield for a loss in the NLDS?
Probably about 98.9% of people.
Okay.
Maybe more.
Yeah, I feel like you might be understating it. But hey, lot to get to here. Eagles team, this is going to be an interesting matchup, playing against a very good Broncos defense, a spicy Broncos offense. We're going to have Fran break down some of the tricks that Sean Payton might have up his sleeves. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to hear from EJ Smith live from the link in just a few minutes. But let's start with the news, and not a ton of news here for the Eagles. They did not elevate anybody from the practice squad for this game, Jamie. They actually still have an open spot on the active roster, which means that there are only 4 inactives for the Eagles today. Now, Sam Howell is your third quarterback. Mac McWilliams is the only one that's like kind of interesting here. He is down. Drew Kendall's down. Xavier Gipson is down. And that means, Jamie, that for the very first time in the 2025 season, the Philadelphia Eagles fans are going to get to lay their eyes on an active, in pads, Azeez Ojulari.
Wow. Get excited.
Let's go!
Get excited.
Very exciting.
I mean, it's a pretty... we talked about this last week. If he wasn't going to be active, it was a pretty bad
Truly,
sign.
if he wasn't inactive this week, like it would mean that like Howie Roseman had a personal vendetta against him and was like truly trying to ruin his life.
Yeah. I mean,
which he's done before.
He's not above it.
Yeah.
They need to get a sack, the edge group.
No sacks for the edge player. Half a sack for Zadarius Smith. Only 5 sacks.
Is today the day, Bo?
Well, Bo Nix does not take a ton of sacks, so it's possible for super purposes. I'm hoping for one. But
local guy Matt McGlinchey, maybe the weak spot to attack a little bit there. Yeah. Sorry, shots fired.
The Lynch man.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear from EJ Smith. One of the few like interesting roster decisions for this game is who's going to start at cornerback opposite Quinyon Mitchell, and it sounds like it's probably going to be Keely Ringo. We'll see if EJ can confirm that. But after last week when Ringo looked solid, I thought, but now Adoree Jackson is back healthy. I'm curious to see what Vic Fangio does. What do you want him to do?
I kind of want to see Ringo a little bit. I think he played well enough. I know the tackling issue, and he's got to be a little tougher in the tackling realm of things. But I thought cover-wise, he was good enough to play the hot hand a little bit. He impressed me a little bit more than anything Adoree Jackson or maybe Bennett have done this year. So I'd like to see Adoree be the depth guy and see what Keely's got today.
And it is a beautiful day out.
Gorgeous
there.
outside.
I'm still waiting for fall.
I know,
but we got a nice 80-degree day. Potentially plays into the Eagles' hands. I mean, they played in a very hot stadium last week. Can they make the Broncos, who are flying cross country and then have to go to London next week? Can they tire them out?
Yeah, you'd hope so. Interior defensive line might be a key today. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, those guys are playing a ton of snaps. Maybe they can wear down the interior of the line and get some pressure. But yeah, Saquon, it would be nice to see him get going, to wear down, let the offensive line
Pregame has not been very good. Yeah.
No, and hopefully, look, we'll talk about it, I'm sure. But Lane Johnson has a hell of a task today, and he hasn't really been healthy yet. So that's a matchup that's probably a war of attrition today.
Yeah, and then Nick Bonito, one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. He spends more time probably on the right side going up against Jordan Mailata.
Is he like the most under the radar great player in the league?
That's fair. I mean,
he's pretty damn good.
Off the top of my head, but yeah,
he's probably a top.
Do you guys ever
DM.
listen to Lori Berkner in the Lynch household?
Yes, she's the like the
she's
folksy,
like the female Raffi.
Yeah. We've
got a great song called Victor Vito. Victor Vito and Freddie Basco ate a burrito with Tabasco. They put it on their rice. They put it on their beans, on their rutabagas, and on their collard greens. Hey, Victor. Hey, Freddie. Let's eat some spaghetti. And it goes on and on. It's great. It goes up tempo, low tempo. Anyway, all of that is to say Victor Vito, Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito. And I mean, it's perfect.
It is a good fit.
And with that, we head it over to the Xfinity mobile call-in line to welcome our friend, E.J. Smith, our Eagles insider. Wow, it's 80 degrees and you're going sweater?
I can sometimes manifest fall even before it's truly fall. I had a pumpkin spice latte on my way in here. I had a little apple cider donut. Yeah, I'm going full fall vibes today.
Good
I'll
for you.
This is
It's a bit of like a Vic Fangio thing where you're just you're manifesting whatever you want. Yeah, fall is a mindset.
Yeah, the warm weather today is a mindset. You got to give Lori Berkner a break. Come on, you can't just recycle the same old jokes from the loyal listeners. They know that that's a joke you made already.
Well, yeah, but Jamie wasn't there for it.
Not.
I can't talk to you about kids songs, right? So I got to go to my guy Jamie here.
Yeah.
And I gave a little bit more of the song this time. I gave a little bit of a peek before, then I pulled up a little bit more of the skirt this time. We'll see what happens in the post-game show.
I don't like this analogy.
How you doing there, EJ? What new?
I'm doing well. The Eagles are going to play a football game here soon. I don't know if you guys wanted to get into that, but I got some updates from the field for you.
Let's start at corner. Who do you expect to start opposite Quinyon Mitchell?
I'd expect it to be Keely Ringo. He was with the starting defense during 7-on-7s. Jimmy Kempski, he beat me to the stadium today, and he reported that the PA announcer was working on Keely Ringo's pronunciation as they announced the defensive starters. So, yeah, I mean, I caught up with Keely in the locker room on Thursday, and he has like a confidence about him right now that stands out. I think he's always been a confident player, but it was funny. Like, I was asking him about Quinyon Mitchell, the silent assassin, as Cooper DeJean put it, the trash talk aspect of Quinyon Mitchell's game. And Keely was really talking about it like that's something that I do too. I was out there talking trash against the Bucs, and when you're really confident, you let people know how you're playing out there. So yeah, no, I think you're going to see Keely Ringo get a lot of snaps today, probably be the starter, and maybe this was a time for me to remind everybody that I've got probably the most Keely Ringo stock out of anybody.
I mean, you bought it when it was way higher than it is now, so you're not making any money off of that. Any turkeys?
Never sold it though. Never sold it off.
I think that was not the smartest thing to do, but I'm excited to watch Keely Ringo play in this game. EJ, anything else on the defensive side of the ball that you are paying attention to before we get into all the dynamics on offense?
Yeah, I'm curious to see some of the machinations with some of the sub packages. Mac McWilliams is down for this game. I imagine that's probably because Perry Nickerson is up and he can fill some of those roles in terms of depth. And I don't know. I want to see some of the special team stuff with the secondary as well. Azeez Ojulari is the other big one though. He's up for the first time this season. He's inactive for the first 4 games. Obviously, Obo Okoronkwo goes on injured reserve. So yeah, I think it's going to be a real opportunity for Azeez. He obviously came into the season buried on the depth chart. Even injuries to Nolan Smith ahead of him could not actually get him on the field or get him to be a part of the game day roster. So a big opportunity for him coming up. And I don't know how much we'll see him, but the fact that he's up is still significant for sure.
EJ, is today the day the edge group gets a sack? What's your gut?
Well, you hear that they come in bunches. So
I've heard
yeah,
that.
I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't like say it with my full chest here, but I mean they're kind of due for one. I mean it's not like they've been completely ineffective, but I do think that this team's going to have to rely on pressure from other places. I think those off-ball linebackers being able to get pressure on sim looks, or how did Danis put it, exchange pressures, where
Yeah.
you drop the edges into coverage, you send one of those off-ball linebackers on a blitz. We've seen this defense do really well with that. I think it's important though. It's really important that they get pressure on Bo Nix. The formula from last week against Baker Mayfield really transfers over to Bo Nix. You want to be able to create chaos, keep him from getting into a rhythm. He's a player who can extend, plays. He can make things happen out of structure. But I don't know, if you're the Eagles, I think if you can pressure him and be tight in coverage the way you were for most of the game against Baker Mayfield last week, I feel like they feel pretty good about their chances here on Sunday.
EJ, speaking of Bo Nix, what are your bone icks?
Again, just recycling jokes.
This is the best of. This is the best of the week. That's what we're gonna repurpose the kickoff show into. All right, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball, EJ. Obviously, a very interesting situation on this side of the ball when the Eagles have the ball. What do you expect? Do you think that this will be a Saquon Barkley game where they're going to try to make the run game happen? Do you think that this is going to be, we're going to see the return of the RPO, or we're going to see some more creativity in the offense, or is it going to be kind of much of the same? What's your expectation?
Yeah, I mean, I think this could be a Saquon Barkley game through the air. The Broncos are pretty good against the run. I know the Bucs were also pretty good against the run, but again, the Eagles didn't have much success on the ground in that game. Now, when you look at the Bucs defense, they're really good up front. They're really good in the secondary. The one place I feel like you do have that matchup advantage is at linebacker. Eagles fans are obviously very familiar with Alex Singleton and then Justin Strand as well. So yeah, I think that there's matchup advantages there. I think that if they can get Saquon Barkley in space, that would make a lot of sense. I think it could be a big game in that regard. I don't think that this is last year's team right now. The offensive line is not generating the amount of push or amount of space. They're not creating enough for Saquon Barkley. So I'm not really sure if I'd feel great about this being a big Saquon rushing day, but I do think in the pass game, you could really see Saquon Barkley make an impact there. So I know that that's probably not going to be the thing that calms everything down in the Eagles locker room. But I don't know. I'm sort of at a place now with AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith. Like, I'm going to have to see it to believe it when it comes to this passing game.
I think they are too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm sure it's front of mind for them. But again, this is a good Broncos secondary here. I mean, I'd be really curious to see who Pat Surtain follows in this game, and how they sort of match up. I know that the Broncos are a man coverage heavy team, and that might lean into AJ Brown and DeVonta Smith. But I sort of feel like any defense, it doesn't really matter what you major in. You're going to play a lot of zone coverage against this Eagles offense just because they've struggled so much against it so far this season.
Well, let's underscore this, Julia. Why don't you pull up those graphics? Because just how completely the production has dropped off for both of these guys through the first 4 games of the season. AJ Brown, who, even when last year the volume wasn't there, he was still incredibly efficient, and the efficiency has completely dropped off the table for AJ Brown. His receiving yards per game are less than half of what they were. There you see 85.8 in the 3 years with the Eagles before this, 37.8 this year, 10.1 yards per target versus 5.4 yards per target. And then the yak, which Danis has done a very good job, and nice to see him in the chat, of underscoring for us just how yakless this Eagles offense has been. You see it there, and you'll see it for DeVonta Smith on the next graphic as well. Guys are just not playing in space in this offense, and I don't know what they can do to solve that. And this will be a difficult test against a very good defense, but boy, would I like to see it.
Yeah, to me, the absence of play action in this offense, the RPOs are part of that. But Jalen Hurts, of quarterbacks who have started 4 games this season, his play action percentage, the amount of his dropbacks that come off of play action, is lowest in the NFL. And you just you think about how well the Eagles have done offensively with that being a bigger part of things. It is really confounding how that's not really a factor, especially with how much you hear from these guys about they're selling out to stop the run, they're loading the box, they're, safeties are flowing down. It feels like the play action in the RPO game should be able to open up space for these guys. DeVonta actually said it a couple of weeks ago that if you're going to send a blitz or if you're going to, be aggressive downhill against the run, all that those guys have to do, DeVonta and AJ, is make one guy miss, and then they can get these explosive plays that really have eluded them so far this season. So no, it's a big factor. But again, this is a good Broncos defense. I don't think it's going to be as simple as just like, just run play action and you can break off some explosives. They have the talent to do that, but we really haven't seen them manage that talent sufficiently enough to know or feel confident that that's going to be the case today.
EJ, there's a couple great individual matchup storylines in this game. You have Nick Bonino versus potentially Lane Johnson for a majority of the game. Yeah. You got Quinyon against Sutton. You got Patrick Surtain against AJ, Bo and Jalen, and then you have Vic versus Sean Payton. Which kind of individual matchup storyline most intrigues you in this game?
I think it's probably Surtain and who he follows. I think if I had to guess, I think AJ Brown would love it if Surtain follows him, because it means that he's going to be in man coverage, matched up one-on-one. And I think that could play to the Eagles' hands. I know that it's crazy to say that AJ matched up against one of the best corners in football would play into his hands, but we just don't see AJ get those one-on-one matchups very often, and I think he could take advantage of those. So I wonder if it is, Fran talked about it earlier in the week. I wonder if it is Riley Moss following AJ and Surtain taking DeVonta out of the game instead, and whether or not if that opens up shading coverages towards AJ's side. So that's like the thing, when the Eagles offense takes the field for the first time, I'm going to have my eyes on Surtain, see what Vance Joseph's plan is in this game, because I think that really could dictate a lot of what the Eagles passing game looks like.
All right, sir. Give us that prediction. How do you see this one playing out? Right now, I believe last check, Eagles 4.5-point favorites.
They are.
Yeah, I got the Eagles in this one. I don't think they need to play their A game to win. This game, and we haven't really seen their A game so far this season, and they're 4-0. So I think that if I had to guess, the Eagles win about 28, Broncos 21, and we're still talking about a lot of the same stuff that we were talking about the week before. I don't think this is like I predicted before the season that this was the year of AJ Brown. I don't think this is going to be the game of AJ Brown.
Maybe in a different sense, yeah.
Maybe he proves me wrong, but maybe the Eagles offense proves me wrong. But no, I got the Eagles winning this one. Are you not going to ask me about my headphones? You didn't notice the big headphones?
What's going on with your headphones?
Oh, come on. That's such a no-sell. You said you were going to ask.
You did, and then you told me not to ask. You told me to wait for overtime.
No. So this was another classic Bo texting blunder here. You didn't understand the joke. You didn't say we're going to ask about it. You said something else that was a little bit more lewd. It was a typo. So
did you tell Sheila and Sean about the headphones?
Hey, honestly, if I did, they would have understood it.
Yeah, so, they probably would have had your back.
Do you see?
I'm going to read the entire exchange for everybody.
Are you sure you should do that?
EJ at 11:35 says, also, I'll be wearing some big ass headphones. LOL. My AirPods got trapped underneath my car seat in a way I cannot even comprehend. I am traumatized by the experience. And I said at 11:36, haha, we'll have to ask you about tit. Now, I didn't realize that was the typo. And that's why he then said, maybe save that for overtime. And I gave a thumbs up. I didn't realize I had written tit instead of it. I apologize.
Yeah, that's on you. It's totally on you. But yes, now everybody knows.
So explain the situation to us.
Yeah, did you move the seat up and back to get?
I moved the seat up, back. I raised the seat, and it's in there's a little opening, and it is literally this big. And I'm trying to get in there, and I'm just pushing the headphones further and further away. My hands all scratched up. I did this for 10 minutes. I'm literally traumatized. I've never lost anything like that under a seat. And then I'm thinking I don't have a backup pair of headphones, and that's a bad job by me. We'll get better next week. We'll make sure we've got at least 2 pairs of headphones. But yeah,
wait, so this just happened. This happened on the drive in.
It happened when I parked my car. I knew that I had them with me, and they were between the seat, and I figured it'd be easy enough to get them. But I mean, they went into a place that it's like the Bermuda Triangle underneath this seat. I don't think I'll ever see those headphones again unless I take it into the shop and they remove the seat to get these headphones.
You'll have to get one of those, like, because I think AirPods have a metal in it. Get one of those magnet reacher things.
Yeah, like a magnet.
Yeah,
I might
stick
need
it in there and try to.
I need the chat to give me some solutions here because it's rough. And like I needed to make sure I thank Jeff Nyberg because he's the one who gave me these big ass headphones.
Oh wow. Hey EJ, how does Mario Balotelli like his clams? Esteemed.
They just opened in Italy.
You got any other jokes from the week you want to?
I actually need to close with one more. All right, EJ Smith, our Eagles insider. Thank you so much for the insight into both your foibles and the game to come. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, thanks, EJ.
See you, EJ.
All right, and with that, we will take a quick break to hear from some sponsors. And after those words from the sponsors, we're going to hear from Fran Duffy, the great Fran Duffy from the Grabby Grab Cave, to tell us what kind of tricks Sean Payton's going to have up his sleeves to hunt explosives against the Eagles defense. So Matt Strom is tipping his pitches. We all know this. I think he might have been on tilt because the problem is he had invited me over to watch the game last week. Nice. And I get there and the setup was a total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find the game. He claimed he was a big fan. I felt like I was fanfish, and I let him hear about it. I'm like, how do you not have Xfinity? What are you doing? And I think that kind of got him off his game. Because if you have Xfinity, it's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K so clear it feels like you're in the stadium. Sometimes you can get 4 games going at once because why not? And on top of that, you get real-time notifications right on your TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multiview requires Xfinity-capable 4K TV box.
And let me tell you about our friends at Bet365. How good are they? Good enough that 90 million users worldwide know why it's never ordinary at Bet365. And they offer the widest range of games and market available across 78 different sports. Right now, MLB playoffs, they have the best early payout offer going. Football, you got Thursday night football, $10 safety net specials. Sunday night football, you can get a part of the $365,000 jackpot. Monday night football with super profit boosts and tokens on same game parlays. And then you have your same game parlay NFL Sunday. It's never ordinary at Bet365 with the best early payout offers in sports. And breaking news from Bet365, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up using the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a $5 bet to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. And whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have to be ready for them to try and lull you to sleep, and then they're going to target your... All right, guys. Well, as the Eagles prepare to take on Sean Payton in this offense, you've got to be aware of chunk plays. Sean Payton has been doing this for a long, long time, and he has consistently found ways to be able to create explosives down the field for his quarterback. And so I think when you're looking at Bo Nix, yeah, they're going to do a lot of underneath stuff, but then you have to be ready for them to try and lull you to sleep, and then they're going to target your zone coverage defenders, put them in a bind, and say, hey, you know what? We're going to show you one thing, and then we're going to hit you with something else. And I think you can look back over the last couple of weeks for some good examples of exactly that. Let's go back a couple of weeks ago against the LA Chargers, where you're going to get a 4th-and-1 situation here from the Denver Broncos. And now they're going to come out in a 12 personnel set, 2 receivers on the field, but one of those tight ends is actually an offensive lineman. The Broncos love to use a 6th offensive lineman on the field, and they will run from this look, but they will also throw from this look. It's 4th-and-1, just shy of midfield. And I should say, by the way, when they get into this area of the field, this is shot play territory. Even on 4th and short, they will love to be aggressive and try and attack the end zone. And that's what you're going to get here on this play. Right now, you could see the Chargers, their alarm bells are going off. You see the 6th offensive lineman, and you see he's actually outside the tight end. This looks like it's going to be some kind of a sweep action, some kind of sweep to the right. And at the snap of the ball, look, Bo Nix is going to fake the toss play, and you're going to get a lot of defensive flow from the second and third level, attacking the flat there to the defense's left. But we know this is not going to be a run play to the right. This is actually going to be a shot play from Sean Payton. You have all these receivers tight between the numbers, these condensed sets. Sean Payton loves to be able to throw from these condensed sets because you bring everybody in. Now you've got all this room outside and down the field. And that's exactly what they have here, where you have Courtland Sutton running the deep through route, and you have Troy Franklin running the go route, again, from a tight split. So a lot of green grass to be able to operate here. Bo Nix drops back, and you've got a lot of defenders out of place here, and he's able to hit Courtland Sutton for a 50-plus yard touchdown, a huge explosive play in the football game against the Chargers. Now, fast forward 1 week later against the Cincinnati Bengals, and what do you have? A similar part of the field. You're just past the 50-yard line now. Another condensed set. This time you're going to get Franklin in motion. You're going to get that deep through route off of play action, off run action. You're going to get the through route from the big receiver. You're going to have Franklin releasing vertically up the field. It looks like a very similar route concept to last week. And look at the defenders from the Bengals. You've got linebackers trying to get underneath. You've got the corner. You've got the safety. Everybody said, hey, we just saw Courtland Sutton catch a touchdown, same part of the field, off this same formation. Well, now Bo Nix, he sees that that throw's not going to be available to him. He gets his eyes to the backside dig, and he delivers a strike to Troy Franklin over the deep intermediate part of the field, and they're able to get a first down. The Eagles have to be ready. The young defensive backs, Drew Makuba, Cooper DeJean in the middle of the field, Quinyon Mitchell, certainly if Kelee Ringo's in the game, they are going to try and target these young defensive backs. They're going to say, you know what? You might think you know what's coming, but we're going to try and hit you with the changeup every once in a while as well. No matter what, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, they're going to be aggressive down the field. The Eagles have to be ready for it.
Get your home ready for cozy season during Ashley's Fall Savings Event happening now. Discover the season's warmest and coziest hot buys for every room in your home. From stylish living rooms to welcoming dining rooms to relaxing bedrooms, you will find beautiful looks starting at just $2.99. And right now, buy today and pay later with no interest for 60 months because fall isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Just ask EJ. Visit your local Ashley showroom and start saving today.
If I wasn't working right now, I'd be on the subway heading down to the stadium with the Game Time app open in my hand, looking for those last-minute deals because Game Time is the best place. Whether it's an NFL game, MLB playoffs, a concert in town, a theater. Julia just saw a show the other night she's obsessed with. Whatever it is, Game Time has your back. You get the all-in pricing up front, so you're not smacked over the head with hidden fees when you go to checkout. You have seat view, so you know exactly where you're sitting, priority fees included, zone deals, your favorites, everything you need, plus the Game Time guarantee. The lowest ticket price or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, just create an account and redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Get your home ready for cozy season during Ashley's Fall Savings Event happening now. Discover the season's warmest and coziest hot buys for every room in your home. From stylish living rooms to welcoming dining rooms to relaxing bedrooms, you'll find beautiful looks starting at just $299. And right now, buy today and pay later with no interest for 60 months because fall isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Visit your local Ashley showroom and start saving today.
I thought of another way EJ can get the headphones.
Yeah.
Go get one of those Carvacs and put like a dryer sheet over it with a rubber band and use the suction.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got two for him, the magnet and the vac.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you to Mike Arouse for the super chat. And then later saying that he's driving home in Maine. Saw two bald eagles on his way, feeling the good omens. So shout out to Mike. There we go. All right. Are you ready for your best bets, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, this offense, it's typically offensive bets. I haven't been feeling great this year.
I went with a defensive bet this week for the first time. Yeah, go ahead.
It's smart because this offense, and you can use code PHLY365 at sign up for new users with Bet365. It's hard to predict this offense, as everybody knows. I keep wanting to say this is the week where Saquon gets going. Well, I've lowered the Saquon prop here. Went with the milestone. An 80 or 100-yard day feels like a dream. So I'm going Saquon Barkley over 60 rushing yards. I'm going to put 25 units on that. And then we're going the old Jahan Dotson. Longest reception over 14.5 yards.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes is right. Buckle up. And then we're going Dallas Goedert over 45.5 receiving yards on the day for old Dallas.
I'm also interested in Saquon in this game. And as EJ pointed out, and as Mina Kimes told us earlier this week, the Broncos defense terrible against running backs in pass routes. Now, Daniz has also pointed out that Saquon is going out on routes much less often this season than he did last year with the Eagles. But I'm going to go, I feel like they could pop one, maybe one or two. So I'm going to go with Saquon over 17.5 rushing yards, but under 81.5 rushing yards. I'm putting 25 units on both of those. And then I'm back in the Baun. ZB, 6+ tackles. That one is like plus 140. I'm going 50 units on that. I think Zack Baun is going to be all over the field in this game.
I like that. And then we have our PHLY Eagles same game parlay up there. This is a long shot. This was no way Fran was wearing pants in the grab cave. No chance. He just looked like a guy that was pantsless in that one. But the anytime touchdowns.
Plus 10,000 you're going.
Yeah.
Where's this Jahan Dotson love coming from?
So Fran walked over to me. I'm so sick of doing Jalen and Saquon and AJ. Fran walked by. I said, Fran, give me an outside the box touchdown scorer this weekend. He goes, how about Jahan Dotson?
J-Dot.
And I said, that's spicy. So a little 10,000 odd parlay there on Bet365 right now. A little same game parlay. Eagles win, and Jahan just has to get in the end zone. Not hard.
All right. We're like 8 minutes from kickoff. 7, closing in. How you feeling, Jamie? How you feel about this game? Bo Nix against Jalen Hurts.
Your namesake.
A matchup of a good quarterback and a bad quarterback.
Yeah. Do I feel great about this? I think the Eagles are going to win. I feel good in that way. I'm not like chesty, talking smack.
It feels a little bit trap gamey.
It does. This defense is really good for the Broncos. But with this,
here's the thing that I will say, not to cut you off. The Broncos have beaten the Titans and the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. They haven't played any. I mean, they lost to the Chargers. Chargers are probably a good team. Yeah. I'm not so sure I'm willing to buy that this Broncos team is for real.
Yeah, I think offensively, they're having success running the ball this year. I saw our counterparts in DNVR, Zach, saying, what's his name? J.K. Dobbins is a better running back than Saquon this year.
Well, okay.
Through 4 games, I guess, yes, you can statistically say he is. Yeah. But I think the Eagles are going to get it done. I mean, 20 of their last 21 games. I kind of don't want to pick against this team until they lose again. Like they're on that kind of heater. So I feel pretty good. I think they're going to handle them.
You got a score?
Let's go 27-23 Eagles.
Okay. Just losing the spread.
Yeah, just on the hook.
Listen, a possibility of like just a very depressed Philadelphia. If they lose this game coming off the Phillies loss yesterday, you got teammates sniping at each other in the locker room. I think the Eagles are going to eke this one out, but I do think it's going to continue to be a little bit ugly. I'm saying the Eagles win this game 19-17.
Ooh. An under.
An ugly one, but the defense holding tough, and we get another week of the undefeated best team in football hating each other.
Yeah. AJ and DeVonta. I hope one of them gets some yardage today just to calm the waters a little bit.
That'd be nice. I'd like to see, let's say the Eagles get the ball first. Let's see them call that same play they called in the Chiefs game where they're just trying to take a shot downfield, first play from scrimmage. They couldn't block it against Kansas City, but let's see them do that again.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. It would be nice to see Saquon too. Like we'll take whatever we can get at this point. I would just want to see.
I'll tell you what though, that crowd today is going to be like
on edge.
They're going to be ready to go very hard in either direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if Eagles offense goes 3 and out, you're going to get heavy boos.
Oh yeah.
Right away. But if they score a touchdown early, it's going to be, they're going to be off to the races.
Yeah, I'm sure some people were at the Phillies game last night.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
in attendance today. They're ready to be
Everybody's
angry.
banged up.
Yeah. It would just be nice to see a full game of competent offensive football. And I am intrigued by Kevin Patullo today. Is there any new wrinkles?
I think there could be. I think the red zone stuff last week was an encouraging development. Let's see some of that.
Do they get some play action
down,
going? Do they get some RPO stuff going?
Yeah.
Like try something that you've been good at in the past.
Yeah. All right, good stuff, everybody. That'll do it for the PHLY Eagles kickoff show. Reminder: we will be here for a little quick update at halftime, and then the post-game show where Vinny Curry, Super Bowl champion, joins us to unpack it all. We'll hear from Fran and EJ then as well. And, of course, you, the most important people.
Yeah.
The sickos.
By the way, Bo, we hit 50,000 subscribers this weekend.
50,000.
It's a huge thank you to everybody in that chat. Let's hit the thumbs up. We love this community here, and everybody that subscribed, liked, watched, read, whatever. We really do appreciate you. So thank you to everybody in this chat.
Thank you to Kim. Thank you to Franklin. Thank you to Dawood, Flynn, Ezra. I keep seeing the same name. Rohit, George,
Franklin Delano Bluth, POV Life,
Joshua, Gotta Bite, Scott, Mike, TN, Polar Jam, Davis,
Kyle,
Julia,
804, Dainez, Franklin again. Thank you to everybody, though, for real.
All right, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will talk to you at halftime. Enjoy the game. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.